Ichakusimbira izanutoi, inokusimbira imukabira. Ichakusimbira izanutoi, inokusimbira imukabira. Ichakusimbira izanutoi, inokusimbira imukabira. Ichakusimbira izanutoi, inokusimbira imukabira. Zimbabwe ichakusimbira imukabira. Ichakusimbira izanutoi, mukabira. Ichakusimbira izanutoi, mukabira. Inokukuvadza izanutoi, ichakukuvadza mukabira. Achakushimirai mukabira. Achakushimirai chabisa. Achakushimirai mukabira. Achakushimirai chabisa. Achakushimirai mukabira. Achakushimirai chabisa. Achakushimirai mukabira. Oi. Vanokushindirai vakoma, vanokushindirai mukabira. Vanhu vachakushindirai mukabira. Popo inokushindirai musango, inokushindirai mukabira. Popo inokushindirai vakoma, ichakushindirai mukabira. Popo ichakushindirai mukabira.
Good morning, Zimbabwe. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for joining. You are live on your favorite program, Padare Namambo Sose. Thank you. And of course, as usual, I'm joined by my partner in crime. It has been a long time. Champion Barbara, we welcome you back to Padare because you've been missing in action. So yeah, please go ahead and greet our viewers and listeners.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chief Shoshe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Zimbabwe, from wherever you are. Lingabela chona njani, lavuka njani, mthwakazi omuhle, emagumbini amane wonke omhlaba. Yebo, sesiphendukile njalo. Uhlelo Padare Namambo Shoshe edale le nduna yakoShoshe. Namhlanje sibuya le ndaba ezitshisayo phela, indaba ezisegudwini, indaba yeSadc. So sifuna lihlale lilalele ukuthi siliphatheleni, lifake la kuma comments ukuthi licabangani ngendaba le eSadc, lokuthi lina libone ngazani kumele siyenze njani. Siyakwazi ukuthi ukhetho oluka 23 August kwaphuma ama-report ukuthi lwalungavalelukanga, lwalugcwele izinto ezingekhoyo emthethweni weZimbabwe lasekuma-guidelines awe-SADC phela okuthiwa yi-free, fair and credible. So iZAC yehluleka umsebenzi, iZAC incedisana le-ZANU-PF batshontsha kumbe singathi barika ama-elections, and sonke siyakwazi ukuthi khona ibandla le-CCC, Citizens Coalition for Change, layala ama-results, azange lamukele ama-results. In fact lathi ukhetho lonke nje lwalugcwele izinto ezingekhoyo, right, izinto laligcwele ubutsotsi. So bathi bona i-CCC ithi kungcono kuqaliswe kutsha, bayamukela ama-results ama-elections aka-2023. Yebo mthwakazi omuhle, sifuna lilalele libe lathi kuhlelo lolu Padare namambososhe lisitshele lokuthi lisiquma lingaphi, because nelisazi ukuthi phela bangaki kumbe ngobani abalaleleyo ngalesi isikhathi. Over to you, Chief Shoshe. Chief Shoshe, I think we are on mute. Yebo, kukhanya uChief Shoshe ukhanya ulama problems. I think i-network yakhe kayenzi kuhle. Simelele ukuthi uChief Shoshe aphenduke. Yebo, singaqalisa uhlelo lethu ngendaba le eSadc ukuthi siyazi ukuthi khona upresident weZambia u-HH. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was trying to delete that video. I didn't mean to play it. Sorry about that.
Okay. Where's Chief Shoshe?
He's there. I think he's not aware that you're finished speaking. He's not on mute though. Chief Shoshe, I hear him moving. Let me get him back on WhatsApp.
Yeah, we seem to be having a technical problem there. We are waiting for Chief Shoshe to his submissions on this topic that we are having today. The topic that says Sadc meeting sends ZANU-PF panicking as Diaspora plans massive demos. Tell us more about this, Chief Shoshe. Where have you been?
Technology. I was sharing the program, and then for me to come back to the page where I am live, I couldn't come back. So I was struggling. I could hear everything that you were saying, but I could not just see the page so that I could bring myself back up. But anyway, thank you so much for holding up. Let's talk about the background, Barbara. Because that will help people understand why ZANU-PF is in panic mode. Because remember, when Sadc issued its first report, ZANU-PF simply rubbished that report, and they did not think that anything was going to come out of it. And then there was talk of an extraordinary summit, and ZANU-PF again rubbished that, to the extent that the people, the likes of Mangwana and Muchangwa, were saying that we will not see a Sadc meeting until maybe in the middle of next year. That's what they were anticipating. And during that time, people who understand what ZANU-PF have been doing, because what ZANU-PF does on social media or in the public eye is also different from what they do, behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, ZANU-PF was putting pressure on Sadc leaders so that there is no meeting that takes place, to the extent that allegedly they were offering millions of dollars, not just millions, but hundreds of millions of dollars to Sadc leaders so that they would not convene that meeting. So their mission, their modus operandi was based on stopping Sadc from meeting and having Zimbabwe on the agenda. So as you saw what happened on Thursday, on Friday, that was defeated. That mission did not bear any fruits because Sadc eventually had its meeting, and ZANU-PF did not see that coming because they thought that the millions that they had given to other Sadc leaders had, managed to make sure that there won't be any Sadc meeting, or if there is a Sadc meeting, Zimbabwe will not be on the agenda. As it turned out, Zimbabwe was firmly on the agenda, and the Zimbabwean bogus elections were fully discussed. And of course, Sadc made its recommendations. So we agree on ZANU-PF there that Sadc can only make recommendations. But the recommendations are not going in line with what ZANU-PF wants. So that's the reason why you are seeing the panic. We haven't gotten fully, hold of the recommendations, but obviously they will be made available soon. Maybe Sadc will still need to follow its protocols before they issue a full official statement on Zimbabwe. So you can see how ZANU-PF has reacted as usual. You saw Muchangwa, going on and on, insulting everyone and anyone, and even speaking in Shona when he was addressing European countries. You could tell that there is something that is going on. ZANU-PF is obviously not happy. We can just play a little bit. We don't want to hear everything that Muchangwa was saying. If we can just play just a little bit of what Muchangwa was vomiting, and then we can move on from there.
Rusununguko ndo vakazvara Sadc. Imi patairi kuda rusununguko maamuri muzvimbwasukata zvevarungu. Nanhasi muri zvimbwasukata zvevarungu. Kana maruza pamaelection mauda kumhanya kune Sadc isiri yenyu. Siyanai Sadc ndeyedu National Liberation Movements. Ana Mumba siyanai ne Sadc yedu tinoziya kwayakabva. Haisiye vanhu vane zvimbwasukata zvenyika dzekumadokero. Imi vekumadokero musade kutora zvinhu zvatakazvara tichidhura rusununguko muchitidzvinyirira nguva iyoyo mauda kuti ndezvenyu. Haisi yenyu Sadc ndeyedu National Liberation Movements, SWAPO, ANC, EFRELIMO, MPLA, ZANU-PF. Ndisu vanhu varidzi veSadc kwete imimi vanhu ruzhinji rwevanhu rwavatisapota ndo varidzi veSadc. Tisirewo chinhu chedu chirambe chakararama chiri chega, musingatambe muchichizadza tsvina. Tirana muramba tsvina isu vanhu veruvarwi rwerusununguko. Siyanai neSadc yedu.
Barbara, can you tell the people here that Sadc does not belong to ZANU-PF? Sadc belongs to countries, to nations. It's not about political movements. It's not an organization that was born out of political movements. It's for nations. It's for countries. Please explain to the people so that they understand that this man is completely out of line of how Sadc was formed and who formed it and for who. You're on mute. You're speaking on mute.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, it's very funny. ZANU-PF is funny, Chief. I think these guys are just too old. They must just go and rest. You can't brag and you can't insult people saying they must leave their Sadc. Sadc is for revolutionary parties, blah, 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 as if Sadc was for revolutionary parties. Sadc is for Southern African countries. Anyone has got the right to be a member of Sadc as long as he is a leader of that southern country. They want to behave this mentality, the revolutionary mentality, to say we fought for this country, we fought for this country. This mentality of saying we can't we formed this Sadc after we were being oppressed, and they're forgetting, Chief, that they are also oppressing us. That's the reason why we are here. They are oppressing us. They are doing exactly what Smith was doing to them, what Smith was doing to our forefathers, to our fathers, to our mothers during the Rhodesia regime. They are not even different. And I think even the Smith regime was better, Chief, to say they knew, in as much as they were oppressing us, they knew one of my human rights. They knew there was a right to education, a right to clean water, a right to housing, a right to social security, a right to electricity, a right, all the rights that the 8 fundamental or the 8 economic rights that one must get. We got them during the Smith regime. I still remember, Chief, my father got a house, a 4-roomed house. It was rent to buy, meaning every rent that he was paying to the council was going towards purchasing that house, So he got that house through the rent to buy scheme, and we no longer.
Looks like Barbara is struggling with the
We can't even talk of electricity, it's just darkness, and the most surprising thing, Chief, is during the elections, the campaign, the electricity was there in abundance. After elections, it back to normal. So ukanzwa ZANU-PF, Chief, yakupenga kudai, pane zviripo. Ukanzwa munhu ari kutuka vanhu vasingagoni shona, achivatuka neshona, ozovati pane zviripo, hanzi kubvunduka chati kwatara hunge uine katurike. So these people, Chief, they are trying by all means to convince Sadc to change that report. They have come with different scenarios. They've come with scenarios that Mumba, that report was for Mumba. It was not for Sadc, but that was not it. That report was a Sadc report. Mumba was representing Sadc, and the Mumba was sent by HH, because HH being the head of that committee. So you see, we have people that are busy misleading the nation with propaganda. In the ZANU-PF propaganda inotonyadzisa, Chief. At least dai vaita propaganda vachizoproducer or vachizopa vanhu vavo vachizochengeta vanhu vavo zvakanaka, it was going to be better, And I was listening to a leaked audio where a ZANU-PF member was made, Chief. He was made saying kuti tinganyeperana zvedu, but chiripo ndechekuti vanhu vari kutambura. It made a lot of sense, and then I even commented kuti ava ndo varume chaiwa. How many people in ZANU-PF can stand and tell the truth as it is, Chief? They are scared. They are scared.
Yes. Yeah, we'll try to play that audio. We have the audio. I think we can play that audio before we move on to the second part of this discussion.
Zvinoita mukoma Mabheka mataurire enyu amaita nachakaipa mauisire amaita naudzenyu padare rino. Inini handisi kuita zvikuda kutofadza inini kana kuda kufadza mumwe. Zvandakatotaura ndizvozvo zvokuti maaudio azoendeswa kupi kana kuti aendeswa kupi, ini kwandinotaura maaudio ndipo pano paplatform yedu. Zvokuti aendeswa kupi ini handinei nazvo, vazinzwisa. But zvandakatotaura ndini ndakazotaura izvozvo, and I'm still standing on this position. Zvandakataura ndizvozvo. Handina chimwe chandiri kuseparata ipapo. Vana veZimbabwe vanofana kusunungurwa. Kana muine mukana wekuti muye mundipfure, kana muine zvamuri kufunga kuti mundiite, itai. Pandaitotaura maaudio iwayo, I'm sending myself nyoka yemabhunu kuti I'm ready for everything. I'm not fighting anyone. That's why makaona maaudio ana pakambonzi president vakatukwa kana kuti kudini, ndakataura zvinhu zvakaipa kuti nyika yeZimbabwe iri kutambudzika. Vazinzwisa. Ende nyika yeZimbabwe ine tendere kuti ifare. Vanhu vari kurima chibage chavo kumusha. Vazinzwisa. Vari kutotengesa mombe dziri mudanga, vanhu vari kutora zvikwereti zvezvimbadzo kuti varime kumusha, vouya nechibage muHarare kuti vatengese. Inini movarambidza, vodeployerwa masoja nekutyisidzirwa kuti vatorerwe chibage ichocho, movapa mabhondi. iyo vanekwa nezvikweretu hama dzedu dzekuchema musha at the same time vanhu ivavo kuti vachinobhadhira zvikweretu havasikwanisa unozviita kuti vaende vanotenga mombe dzavatengesa havasikwanisa. Saka please don't intimidate me in any position. Don't try. Kamira kuzvitrya try you will see. Handisi kumboda kutyizira mabheka ine nanzura kutyizirwa futi ende handisi kutya futi. I'm ready for everything even if I die. Achibazizwisa. That's why even ana step wakafira kuZambia. That's why even ana tongogara akafira kuMozambique for this Zimbabwe. Havana kufira kuti vamwe vanhu vafare vachiita zvinhu zvokuda kutyisidzira vanhu. No, this must come to an end. Whoever want to threaten me know that I'm very strong kupfuura zvamuri kufungidzira. I'm not going to be intimidated nevanhu vanosenda maaudio panapa. I'm not here kuti ndityisidzirwe. I'm very strong man.
You see, ndo varume vari kutaurwa naBarbara, hanzi varume vanonzi varume, because that's where we should be. And I've been talking about this, referring to people that are in ZANU-PF. These are the people that need to stand up. Yes, as citizens, we need to stand up. But I'm appealing to people that belong to ZANU-PF. I know they are here. You are listening. You are here. But how do you allow Emmerson Mnangagwa to do what he's doing and you remain quiet? He is surrounding himself with his own relatives. He has already put in 2 of his children in high-ranking official positions in government. The cousin is a deputy minister. The son, we know that the cousin is now also the secretary for the president or secretary for cabinet, and we now know that the sidekick Mabiza is now the attorney general, and the people in ZANU-PF are watching that and they are saying everything else is okay. And ASM Engos, it shouldn't be like that. We need to see an internal revolution starting from ZANU-PF itself. We need to see an internal resistance within ZANU-PF itself. You cannot allow this to continue to happen. We need more of these people, the men that were speaking on the audio. We need more of those voices within ZANU-PF. We know people are afraid, but we interviewed Mukanya here, Thomas Mapfumo, last week, and he was saying the same thing. But now he was now referring to all of us as citizens. We need to speak out. We are seeing something that is absolutely wrong, and we keep quiet about it. Especially those people that are around ZANU-PF, that are around Emmerson Mnangagwa. You are seeing that this person is putting power, consolidating power on himself. I'm telling you, if he continues along this path, even those in ZANU-PF will not be able to stop him. He will just, trample over them, trample over everyone, trample over our constitution. So we need to see people in ZANU-PF speaking up. But ourselves as citizens, we have a duty, we have a role to play. And that's exactly the next item on this discussion, that what are we doing as Zimbabweans, as citizens, to complement what Sadc is doing? Because we cannot expect Sadc to do everything for us. We cannot expect Sadc to finish the struggle for us. Sadc will do what it can, but really the mandate to finish the struggle for Zimbabwe, to ensure that Zimbabwe is completely free, it lies on us as citizens of Zimbabwe. Let us complement what Sadc is doing. Of course, Zimbabweans in the diaspora, citizens in the diaspora are doing their part and will continue to do their part. I know demonstrations have been done in the United Kingdom, in South Africa, in USA, in Canada, in Namibia. We wanted to have them here on this program. They'll be having their demonstration this coming week. And I was talking to Cooksman and other comrades in South Africa. They are planning massive demonstrations in South Africa that include closing the Beitbridge border. But that's not all. Even in Botswana, we'll be having demonstrations there. And we're talking to our champions, our comrades in Zambia. They are also planning a very big demonstration to close the Kariba border post. And everywhere else, here in America, we are also planning demos. The UNGA demo was not the last one that you're going to see from here, from America, from Canada. We are going to organize more demos. And I know that our champions, our comrades in the United Kingdom will continue to do that. How does this help the struggle? You know, it's called pressure. Pressure works. You know, we need to continue putting pressure from everywhere and anywhere, you know, not only on the Zimbabwean embassies. Let's let our demonstrations, our protests touch other countries, especially countries within SADC. Let's go to their embassies. Let's petition them. Let's march from one embassy to another. And eventually, if you are in Zambia, if you are in South Africa, if you are in Botswana, let's take the long march to the border and close those borders. What is important at this stage is to make sure that we make the government uncomfortable. We make the government realize that they don't have control, they don't have power over the citizens. And I know whatever we do here, even if it is in the diaspora, is going to catch on in Zimbabwe. I'm telling you, this period, this election is not over. I know ZANU-PF, they may think that it's over. They have a cabinet, they've been sworn in, but that doesn't mean anything. It happened in 2008 and everything else, and everything was reversed at the end of the day. And I still sincerely believe, Barbara, that the situation in Zimbabwe can still be changed and is definitely going to be changed. I do not see Emmerson Mnangagwa being president beyond December 2023. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I agree with you, Chief. We need to continue to put pressure, anti-FACA pressure. We need to continue to put pressure as Zimbabweans. We need to continue talking. We need to continue denouncing Mnangagwa as the president of Zimbabwe. He is not a president of the Zimbabwe. He is an illegitimate president. Chief, we've got an illegitimate crisis in Zimbabwe that has to be solved. You know, if you stole a drum, you will not beat it because the owners of that drum, they will be listening. Ngoma yekuba hairidziki, Chief. So they are not going to beat this drum. This is the reason why you are seeing them running around like headless chickens. You know, the appointments that he's doing, he's trying to you know, he's trying to consume power. Kwisa power around him. He's not free. He is not, you know, it's like he wants to loot for the last time. And the other thing, Chief, I think we have seen the harassment that they are doing to our councillors, to our MPs. They want to frustrate the MPs because ZANU-PF does not have a majority in parliament. They cannot make any law because they don't have a 2/3 majority. That's the other thing. So that's why they continue harassing our MPs, and you know, they can even go up to eliminating them, so that they can do by-elections and rig again and gain the 2/3 majority. So this is how cunning ZANU-PF can be, or ZANU-PF is, Chief. Those people, they are so cunning. At the end of the day, how many people are enjoying the loot that they are doing? There is these benefits. The people that were eating my chicken in, they are hungry now. They've forgotten about chicken in. Hanzi matakadya kare anyaradze mwana. You can't say inga takambokupai chicken one. They are hungry, Chief. The cost of living, it has gone high. It has gone up. You know, people are struggling. Teachers are struggling. Doctors are struggling. Workers are struggling. You know, every household, they are struggling. The prices, I was listening to this Consumer Council Index. It has gone up. Prices have gone up again after elections, Chief. It's as if people, they were holding on to my elections. And then after elections, they've just let everything loose. You know, people are suffering. People want to move. from Zimbabwe. They want to run away from Zimbabwe because Zimbabwe haichagariki. But hatigoni kutiza tese, guys. Hatigoni kutiza tese. Those, each and every individual, tine basa, iwe neni, tine basa. Whether you are in Zimbabwe, whether you are in diaspora, whether you are away, we've got a responsibility. Every one of us have got a responsibility. We've got a role to play. It's not Chamisa whose elections were stolen. It's us. Because Chamisa hambofa akatambura. I think I even said it yesterday. Chamisa hambofa akamona akatambura. He's a lawyer. The wife is a lawyer. He's got one child, a very intelligent child for that matter, who has got a very bright future. So if people think they're fixing Nelson Chamisa, you must just forget. You are fixing yourself. People have to unite for purpose, you know. And there are people who are saying GNU or the Anzina Monzora hakuna chino chinonzi national transitional thing, and it's not there in the constitution, like you was like mocking. But and then I said, come on, Monzora, you're a part of the GNU. Was it in the constitution? Isn't it the constitution was amended to accommodate the prime minister, the deputy prime minister, the two deputy prime ministers? And for the first time in history, we had a constitution that had names inside, and then we said this was just nonsense, you know. So to say the transitional government is not in constitution, you know, and something that is being said by the lawyer, and yet, you know, there's a precedence that was set in 2009. Anything can happen, Chief, anytime. So we need to factor pressure.
Yes, that's our obligation. That's what we need to do as citizens. We need to keep putting pressure, do everything, do anything that we can, which can include some individual efforts. You know, just like making, you know, short videos and putting them on social media. And of course, it is a campaign that has been started by the party already. You know, hashtag fresh elections. You just do a short video and you put hashtag fresh elections. You say, what you think as a Zimbabwean, because we do not want the pressure to come from political parties only. We want the pressure to come from, you know, everywhere and anywhere, from all citizens across the board. That's the reason why we are even calling upon people that are within ZANU-PF to also resist what Emmerson Mnangagwa is doing, because we don't want this to be an issue of power. Because if SADC, if AU, if EU, if the international community sees that the pressure is only coming from Nelson Chamisa and a few political people, they will think that you know, these are people that just want power, you know, for their own sake. But if they see, you know, pressure coming from ordinary Zimbabweans, ordinary citizens, they will understand. They will know that you know, everyone in Zimbabwe is aggrieved. It's not only the political parties. So that's the reason why we are saying, please, Zimbabweans, adopt hashtag free elections. Do anything that you can. Do a video, write on social media, go on Twitter, go on Facebook, go on any platform on social media, and write what you write and do whatever you do. But at the end, write hashtag fresh elections, because that's the theme of the action that we are demanding: fresh, free, and credible elections. And like Barbara was saying, we're not just demanding the fresh elections so that they are done under the same conditions. There has to be a transitional authority that will ensure that the electoral field is level for every player, which means there has to be electoral reforms, because going to the elections under the same conditions, you know, it's useless. they will still rig the elections. So that's the reason why there has to be a transitional authority. So that's how the demand, and that's what we need to continue demanding. And that's that will be the theme of all the protests that you are going to see coming from South Africa, from Botswana, from Namibia, from Zambia, all the frontline states. They are going to see massive protests from there. And the people that are here, let's support those demonstrations. But that doesn't mean to say that if we are in UK, America, Canada, Germany, and other countries, we should not be protesting. We should also continue to protest. We send the message. We send the message everywhere. We send the message to the international community. There was a tweet that was done by, I'm seeing someone who has just joined us there. Welcome to the program, my brother. You're speaking on mute. You can go ahead and greet our viewers and listeners, but you're speaking on mute. You are on mute.
He's not muted, but for some reason his audio is not coming through.
Oh, okay. So you may have to go out and come back again. Barbara, you can go ahead while we wait for this.
Okay, okay, yes. Thank you so much, Chief. Yebo kambe mthwakazi omuhle. Bengisakhuluma lapho ukuthi ungezwa izanu isipo yakhuluma ukuthi ama results ama elections, they were not free, fair and credible. ICCC ilokho ime ngelizwi lona lelo lokuthi ama elections atshontshwa. Umnangagwa watshontsha ama elections. Umnangagwa wazihlalisa esihlalweni sobukhosi esilameva esingahlalekiyo. Ngakho thina kumele thina njengama citizens sibe lokho sikhuluma. Kumele thina ama citizens sibone ukuthi siya complimenta ama efforts eSadc, ngoba asingeke silwelwe yonke into yiSadc thina sikhona. So mina lawe njengoba ngeke ngakhuluma ngaphambilini ukuthi silomsebenzi mthwakazi ukuthi kumele sibone ukuthi khona wherever lapho esikhona kumele sitshengisele, sibone ukuthi siyahlangana kumbe sibone ukuthi singayenza ziphi indlela zokuthi abantu bebone ukuthi lathi serious. Upresident Nelson Chamisa kasuye watshontshelwa amavotes. IZimbabwe yiyo yatshontshelwa amavotes. Thina yithe sidubekayo. Singathula yonke into izakuma. So yikho ngithe mina lawe silomsebenzi. Kufuze sibone ukuthi siyenza something. Sifuze sibone ukuthi sizabe lokho siqhubeka sikhuluma ngama elections la atshontshwayo. Sizabe lokho sikhuluma ngengungu leyo eyatshontshiwa yiZANU engachayekiyo ngoba abanikazi bayimelele phela bayilalele. So kumele sibone ukuthi khona siyenza something. Ngeke ngakhuluma iZANU isihambi sikhuluma ukuthi khona thina izinto sezi-right. Isithumezela abantu ekhansilini ukuthi isivumile umuntu owatshontshelwa, umuntu ongathabanga uNelson Chamisa yedwa. Hatshi, yipropaganda leyo eZANU. Ama MPs lama councillors ahambe eParliament ukuthi ayegcwalisisa izifiso zabantu abavotayo. Kodwa ayisikho ukuthi khona bavuma ukuthi ukhetho lwalungamanga kuhle. Bayakwazi ukuthi ukhetho lwatshontshwa, and bayakwazi ukuthi bona ngathwa ama elections katshontshwanga ngasile more than 2/3 majority eParliament. Silamanye ama-members of parliament aqhibezelwayo angazange akwanise ukungena eparliament. So asingeke sihlale sijabule sithi khona sesile ama-members eparliament. Umsebenzi wawo khona ngale eparliament yikuyalungisisa izinto, yikuyakhuluma ngama-elections la atshontshwayo. Lizababona ukuthi bazabe besenzani eparliament. Ayisikuthi bahambe ukuyarabha stamp umnankagwa hatshi, but bahambile because abantu bavote ebusuku, abanye abantu baswela amabizo abo, abanye baze bathola kusasa kwakhona. So abantu bavota but bevota ku-environment engekho right. Ngakho abantu abavotayo, ama-MPs abo avotela ama-MPs abo, ama-MPs sathi hambanini eparliament. Kayisiwo abazihambelayo mthwakazi, ama-MPs, ama-councillors yathi kumele ahambe. Chief, pane zvauri kutaurira, anti tinofanira kutaurira vanhu nezvenarrative iri kutaurwa nezanu.
We have a guest.
Vanhu vakateerera this narrative.
Okay, we have a guest there, so that maybe you may be disturbed by network. My brother, thank you so much for joining. Please let us know who you are and where you are joining from, and then you can take a few minutes to greet our viewers and listeners. Are you on mute? Is he on mute?
No, he's not on mute.
Huh.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know why we can't hear him. He's connected.
Can you call me on my WhatsApp? I think this person has my number. Please just call me on my WhatsApp, and then we can do an audio discussion. It should be one of our organizers for the demos in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
If you can hear me, my brother, just call me on WhatsApp, and then we can connect you via audio. He's now calling me using the other number. Let me call him using my other phone so that we can connect him here. He is definitely one of the organizers for the South African demos. Hello? Yes, my brother, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, can you please speak up so that the people can hear you?
All right. Greetings, the viewers and listeners. My name is Kumbirai.
Itotaura uchishedzera. Itotaura uchishedzera chaiko because ndiri kunzwira kure.
All right.
Barbara, can you hear him?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. They can hear you.
All right. Viewers and listeners. I am the former president at Zimbabwe Youth Alliance, and most importantly, I am one of the organizers of the protest that have been seen here in South Africa, and more is coming, not only in South Africa, but in the region, Sadc. And currently we have already secured the clearance from the South African authorities towards the protest that is going to happen on 26th of October 2023. The call for the protest is now a public secret. We are calling for a fresh, free, fair, and credible election. As we have seen, kuti mwezi wapfuura zvakaitika zvakanga ari mahumbi, hakuna election across Zimbabwe as far as elections are concerned, as far as the voter is concerned. So as the people of Zimbabwe, as the citizens of Zimbabwe here in South Africa, tine mukana uyezve tinokwanisa kuratidzira zvinova zvisiri kukwanisa kuitwa nevakoma vedu nehanzvadzi dzedu nanababa nanamai vari kunyika yeZimbabwe inova yava nyika yeunhapwa kuzvizvarwa zvemunyika nekuda kweutsotsi nekuda kweumbimbitoka nekuda kweumbavha kuitwa neZANU-PF. Saka ni option yatasara nayo as people, as the people in the diaspora is to take it head on. We are going to make sure that the message yasika to the right people. We are no longer relying on elections. We cannot move on from the 2023, joke of an election. On in 2018, we moved on previously. Yave nguva yekuti nyika zvachena kuti zvokumirira 2028 hazvina zvachatibatsira nekuda kwekuti takabvira kuhwina kare kare, takahwina election uyezve kwatinoenda vanohwina vachangoramba vachihwina, asi kune vane umbimbidoka vari kuseenzesa chisimba chekuti izvo ndo vari muhurumende voramba vachiwanikwa vachinzizvo vari kuenderera mberi nehurumende iri kuvanhu, the government that is not from the people of the people, but from Sadc and for the mafias. So in Zimbabwe, you would find out that the solution that we have now is to speak the language these mafias would listen to. So the language that the mafia would listen to now are protests. We need to make sure that we put enough pressure, not only on ZANU-PF, as they maintain, a deaf eye, a deaf ear on the call, but as well, we need to make sure that we get the regional solidarity and international solidarity for us to achieve a free, fair, and credible election in Zimbabwe, which will make sure that, or which will bring about the much-needed economic growth and the social justice that every Zimbabwean is, crying for. So, parizvino seMazimbabweans vari muno South Africa takatenderana tose uyezve tiri kuwirirana kuti izvo for as long as tisati tataurirwa maresults echokwadi, tisati taurirwa iri kuitwa election yatakapa iri kuzokurudzwa rimwe, hatisi kuzozorora, tichameka sure kuti izvo tichange tichigogodza pamadhozi ese atinofanira kunge tichigogodza uyezve atine kodzero yekugogodza. ZANU-PF cannot do without our support, not by even one inch, not even by a millimeter, but zvinoita kuti varambe vachienderera mberi inhau yekusabatana uyezve nhau yekuti izvo tinofungidzira kuti maprotest aya anofanira kunge aine vanhu vane data take part on only, kana kuti izvo some certain political leaders must be on the forefront, which is, to my on my own opinion, wrong, because it will only portray an image that this thing is political. And once we have political leaders fronting, protests, calling for a free and fair election, it may be, misinterpreted as one of the moves by someone who might have lost an election and they just want to settle their call, their score, or just to prove a point. But tikazviti isu sema-citizens eZimbabwe taenda.
So, Mr. Magorimbo, just to cut you short, which places have you started already organizing the protests? And if you have the dates, you can also give us the dates. And we just lost him. Barbara, you can go ahead and comment on what you were saying as I try to raise him again.
Thank you so much, Champion Magorimbo. I know he's not there, but maybe he might be hearing us from wherever he is. This is the kind of pressure that we are talking about, and I wanted to ask him whether they've contacted EFF and other political parties, like-minded political parties in South Africa, because I heard Malema saying if the Zimbabweans act, they are going to help the Zimbabweans. So since they've started preparing for this demonstration on the 26th of October, if they also included or thought of including other organizations in South Africa or other opposition political parties in South Africa. Yes, is he back, Chief?
Yes, he is back. He is back.
Did you hear my question? Did you hear my question, Chief?
No, I had not. You can go ahead and ask the question again.
Okay, whilst he's telling us about the dates and other provinces that are going to hold my demonstrations, I just want Champion Magorimbo to tell us whether they have managed to incorporate other like-minded political parties in South Africa, like the EFF and that one of My Money, and other civic organizations or other pressure groups in South Africa. If they manage, because I heard Malema saying they can help Zimbabweans to close the border.
Yeah, did you get that question, Mr. Magorimbo?
Not so clearly.
Oh yeah. She was saying, have you incorporated other like-minded political parties like Malema, Maimane, and other civic organizations in South Africa? Because Malema has publicly said that you will help Zimbabweans shut down the borders. You can go ahead and then tell us about the dates and places as well.
All right. Thank you so much for the question. Of course, yes, we've incorporated and engaged with, all progressive pressure groups in South Africa, including political parties that are, supportive or, sympathetic with the Zimbabweans, including the EFF, and we have got a delegation that is going to meet the EFF leadership this coming week. As well as Kunawana Maimane, we have written to them and we are eagerly waiting for their responses. However, we have got a number of organizations that have, shown that they support us in every way possible to achieve the democratic Zimbabwe. And in terms of the dates, we have got the 26th of October as the date that have been cleared already by the authorities in South Africa, and the protests are going to be taking place.
Okay, go ahead.
At Messina border post, and also we are organizing with guys in Botswana. The same is happening in Zambia, and we aim to help to hold the protest on the same date as we need to make sure that this thing, becomes a regional thing, not just a South African, thing. So people must expect vanhu ngavatarisire kuona kana kunzwa nezvemaprotest achaitika kuchirundu border post, Plumtree border post, and Beitbridge border post. We pray that they are going to give us, the relevant authorities are going to give us, the clearance for the same date as that we have secured already in South Africa.
So for the 26th October, Messina demo, you have already been cleared. And what can you tell Zimbabweans in South Africa and those in Beitbridge? Are you expecting any Zimbabweans in Beitbridge to join the demonstrations, and what kind of help would you need from Zimbabweans in the diaspora for this demo to be big and successful? And how would the people contact you if they want to help?
All right. Thank you for the questions, Chief. So we, to the Zimbabweans who are here in South Africa and in Messina in particular, and those who are in Beitbridge, those in Beitbridge have, indicated that they have interest in joining the protest, and they are likely to be occupying the other part of, the same border, which will be the Beitbridge border post. If all goes according to the plan, we are expecting and we are hoping that our comrades from Zimbabwe will be on the border, on the Beitbridge border post. However, if, their efforts are thwarted by the authorities, we are going to be with them together in the South African side. Then to the Zimbabweans who are here in South Africa, in particular those in Limpopo province, it is the only time, or what I can say to them is that time spent in protest is seldom wasted. It is the critical and the only opportunity and the only means that we have so far as a people to send the message and make sure that we no longer, we are no longer under dictatorship as a people. So kunana mkoma, kune hanzvadzi, kunana sisi, vana baba navana mai, vari mu South Africa. Ndiwoyo chete mukana. The time is now. And if not us, who? And if not now, then when? Zimbabweans who are in South Africa, this is your opportunity. You were denied the opportunity to vote from the diaspora, from across the border, and this is the only opportunity that you have to say and to vote for what you could have voted for on the 23rd of August in 2023. So
right, let me hold you again here. There's a question here. It looks like there's a confusion on the dates. There was someone who was asking, who is saying, nyatsotiudzai kuti mukuvhara rini mabhodha. Ndiri kunzwa zve-26 October, vamwe ndo vari kuti 7 October. Hatichaziva chokwadi.
All right. Pakanaka. Now confusion. Tingati pane confusion. Asi tingati pane vamwewo vane kana kuti vari kunzi vane bato ravo rakazvimiririra, vanonzi ivo vane protest yavashedzera nemusi wa7 October. Handisi nyatsori sure if it's 7 or 17, but isusu we are not part of the political party, and our position is very clear that we don't need these protests to be by any way associated with political movements. This is a call from Zimbabweans, ordinary Zimbabweans who have suffered enough, from the effects of corruption.
But my brother, we are fighting for the same thing. Why not just come together and have one big demo than for other people to be organizing something on the 7th of October and then you organize something on the 26th of October? Is it not possible that you join hands and you all agree on one date?
Yes, the message is the same, idea is the same. We've been trying to engage with the other, with the political party as to, as far as clearance is concerned, we are not sure if they've gotten it already, and we don't really know whether, they are true to their word or they are not. So what I would assure Zimbabweans is that as long as their protest has been cleared and as long as, they are standing for the interests of all Zimbabweans, there is nothing that will stop us, from being part of such a protest. However, we have got a number of factors that may, be challenging as the reason why we ended up coming, with the 26th of October as the date.
Who are you working with? Who are you working with, Mr. Magorimbo? We so that people are clear. Are you also? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we are working with a movement called Progressive Zimbabweans, which is, ine vanhu vakaita sana Kuxman, ine vanhu vakaita sana Njabulo, and we have got people from, other, political parties from Zimbabwe, but they are supporting our cause, and they are not representing their political parties at the organizational level. That we, the relationship that we have is not political, but it's that of ordinary Zimbabweans who have suffered, from corruption and the bleeding of the economy. However, with the other, organizers, we have heard that they are clearly a political movement and they've got their own goals, of which we may not, subscribe to. However, we subscribe to the same,
Which political movement is that?
It's not yet clear, but when they engaged with our representatives, they told them clearly that they are a political movement, and eventually they may be putting or pushing the interests of their party ahead of that of ordinary Zimbabweans.
Okay, let me ask you this last question before I allow you to go on. Are you working with CCC, South Africa, Zambia, Botswana?
Of course, the Triple C has been part of the election, and they won the election according to the parallel, tabulations that we have seen, and we cannot, distance ourselves to the Triple C, which is actually the elected governing party in Zimbabwe. So yes, we have got a very good relationship with the Triple C, and we look forward to engage with anyone who is, pro-Zimbabwean and who is of the same opinion that the elections were rigged and there is need for a free, fair, and credible election in Zimbabwe.
Okay, Barbara, do you have any questions for Mr. Magorimbo?
Maybe I think the question that I wanted to ask him is more of a strategic question. I think let me not ask it, because for strategic reasons, let me not ask him, Chief. Maybe I will go to his inbox. I think what I can safely say is they are doing a very good job, Chief, and we wish them well. We hope this demo is going to be successful, especially when if they've managed to get hold of other political buy-in of other political parties in South Africa and other pressure groups in South Africa. And the good thing is, Chief, in as much as ANC is against us, is supporting ZANU-PF, most parties in South Africa, they are supporting us, which is a good thing, Chief. And I see it as a good development. If we compare 2018 elections and 2023 elections, in Angu, personally, I see a great, vast difference, and in terms of logistics, in terms of kurongeka, in terms of even numbers of people that voted, and also in terms of support from the region, especially the Sadc. For the first time in history, we've got a Sadc report that's stating it as it is. That's the reason why ZANU-PF continuously bash HH and Dr. Mumba, because they did a very good job, and they thought they were going to maybe write a biased report, which they didn't. It was a very professional report, and even if they were say anything that is beside that report, they cannot turn and say that report was fake, the elections were free and fair, and yet those that in the EU, the Sadc, the other observers, and that's the reason why they had what could they arrest the people from ZESNI and Zimbabwe electoral election resource, because they knew good those people had information, they had tabulation of results, which they did not want them to produce. That's why you see, even up to today, ZAC has failed to produce in the tabulation of the results, which is a requirement according to law, Chief. So this election was just a shame, and we need to continue fighting. And I know, Chief, but as we are speaking, some things are happening behind the scenes. Believe you me, I only learned about the 27 book, which says 2 weeks in November.
Okay, Barbara. Mirandi, let's allow Mr. Magorimbo to wrap over. His phone is beginning to complain. Mr. Magorimbo, if you can just give us your last words before you go, before you lose network.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief. My last words are that, of encouragement, and, we really need as much. We really need, as much resources as, people can assist us with, which is not limited to financial, but as well as ideas and material support. And also to people who are in Zambia and, surrounding countries. Kwese kwamuri vanokwanisa kuti vange vachisvika pamaborders andamenshena 3 aya so far, which is Bay Bridge, Plumtree, and Chirundu border, post.
Hanzi muri kuvhara mabhodha musi mumwe chete here zve1 day here pane mumwe abvunza.
This is going to be continuous. We are still, fighting with the authorities. Currently, they have, given us a 1 day, clearance. However, we have written to them and registered our displeasure on that, as we had applied for 3 days. This is just for a start. And once we get, the permit to occupy the border for more than 1 day, we will communicate. However, we look forward to be getting it as soon as the end of next week. We must be in a position to say, is it 3 days or it's continuous. However, as of now, we have got only a day, which is the 26th. But initially, we needed to occupy the border from the 26th until until Sunday, the 29th of October. So we are praying and hoping that we are going to get, the clearance for the other, 3 days that we, as per our request.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We'll keep in touch. Please, if you have any information that you want to share about the Botswana demo and Zambia border, please don't hesitate to communicate. We have heard the 26th October Messina demo. We want to hear about the dates for Botswana and Zambia, so that we can let the people know it's important that we have this demonstration. So thank you so much for what you're doing. We appreciate that.
All right. You are welcome. Thank you so much, Chief, and thanks to the viewers and listeners too.
Thank you. There we are, Zimbabweans. As we had said, demonstrations are being rolled up in all Sadc countries, and we continue to encourage Zimbabweans everywhere, wherever you are. And Jamuka Uripa, find something that you can do that highlight the issues that are going on in Zimbabwe. It can be a petition, it can be a letter to your member of parliament, to your house representative, to the House of Commons. Let's make sure that we continue to do something. I know some people are giving up, but this is not the time to give up. You know, there's still a lot that we can do. There is still a lot that can be salvaged from the 2023 election. I believe it's not yet over. And it's not over until God intervenes. Some will also say it's not over until the faith-led sings. So the struggle continues. The election period is still on, is still open. An election period ends when all outstanding issues have been resolved. Outstanding issues in the Zimbabwean election have not been resolved. So we continue to fight on. Let's not expect too much from Sadc. Let's expect too much from ourselves. Let's get ready for action wherever we are. Let's make sure that we are doing something. It can just be a simple video, just do it. A 2-minute video, a 3-minute video, or you can get together as Zimbabweans and make your own short videos. But remember, the hashtag that is supposed to be trending, that we are going with, is hashtag free elections, because that's what we are demanding. We are demanding free elections in Zimbabwe. And enough is enough. Zimbabweans must stand up. ZANU-PF must go. And then Georgina Robertson is saying ED has lost the elections and he must be man enough to admit, and he must go with his whole ZANU-PF cabinet. ZEC must make it fair. He is a loser, and he must go. And the Georgina Robertson, and then Farah Izimuto is saying it is a really tricky situation, but God is in it. Above all, let's not destroy our beautiful Zimbabwe from within. Let the Almighty lead us. Amen and amen. Farai kuda kwashe anoda mhuri yake ngagare pamba nemhuri dei racho. Yeah, I think he's talking about a shutdown. We know that there is a shutdown that is being planned in Zimbabwe. James Mupumwa Tinashe Denere, by the time you step on someone's foot, preventing him not to walk, you must not forget that you yourself won't walk. Some strategies are not good for everyone. Garikai Dikito, remember we are dealing with a stubborn person. If the 1-day or 3-day demo isn't heeded, what is next? We continue to fight. We continue to call for mass action. I don't see it failing if it is organized. I think people have been given ample time. If it is 26 October, there is enough time to mobilize people to be in Messina on that day. And Zimbabweans, let's get ready for that. Bra Huda, high long time. Madara Kembos, kuvarwa kwebhodha kwemusi wa7 October kwakasiyana neuku kwa26 October here. Bvunzo iwoyo wambopindurwa mudhara wangu zvikanzi kune mtuma organizations ari kuronga mademo, and we advise these people to come together so that they have one big demo. There's no point in having 2 demonstrations, or if they do decide to have 2 demonstrations, it's okay. Let's have the 7 October one, and everyone else support that demo, including those organizations that are planning. And then on the 26th of October, another demonstration again, and everyone else is required to support that. That's what I would say. Imi muri kutaura, please be please be on front on this day. Gadzingo usatomboya uchitaurira zvese izvozvo panapa. takanzwa nayo makomenzi wayo kunzana chief munongotaura muri kuamerica munongotaura muri kwamuri ikoko inosara yochinditaurira izvozvo because kana pari paground pacho ndinoenda kumaelections kwacho ndakaenda ndikanovhota kachigumwe kangu akachine ingi yacho ichiripo yekuratidza kuti ndakaenda ndikanovhota ndakapindamo muzimbabwe macho ndikavhota ndikabuda tikatendanisana nefazi tikada kukudzai zvakaitika musi iwoyo you won't believe it even mapindiro acho but kupinda takapinda saka usauya uchinditaurira panapa kuti hanzi heyara chief munongoita zvekutaura pasocial media tinotoita chimurenga chacho takachitanga kare we were student leaders before hapana chatinotya kurohwa nemamboma aya takarohwa kare kukandwa mujeri takakandwa mujeri kare totoziva hapana chaungonditaurire saka zvokuti unouya panapa muchitaura kuti hanzi muri kutaura muri ikoko ndezvako izvo bhabhura ari panapa ikomuredi chaiyo chaiyo akarwa hondo yeCivic Society yeZCTU akauya kutriple C akarwa hondo yacho futi saka hapana unouya wachitaura kuti hanzi muri kutaura muri kuamerica saka zvinoperera ipapo no when it comes to action kana ukatonzi kwaita demo hombe chairo indopinda mundege ndikaenda ndikanosvika ikoko saka hatidi zvokuya kuzonetesana panapa kana kuda kuota munhu mwoyo no we will not listen to that ili muri kutaura please okay Linda Moyo, let's fight for our country, guys. Thank you so much, Linda. We appreciate that. That's what we are trying to do here. Ngonidashe, Zimbabweans must go to war if they really want to remove ZANU-PF. Yakora mutwe. Ndide zvokuzopesera na tanzi ndimtisi kutaura nezvehondo. But well, it's a consideration. If Zimbabweans are pushed to the war, what
We can't hear you now. We can't hear you, Chief. Is it me who can't hear, Chief?
I think one problem ni mic yavo iri kuti hanzi his mic isn't connected.
Yeah.
But iwo havasi kuzviziva manje.
Chief, we can't hear you, Chief. Hey.
But I don't know kuti vanhu vari kukunzwa here imimi. Because you could speak since no one can hear, Chief.
Was I on mute? Oh, this time.
We didn't even hear, and we didn't even hear anything. We were saying, Chief, we can't hear you. Chief, we can't hear you. Anyway, Chief, maybe you end and say and close and maybe brief us what you've been saying. All I wanted to say is, these people, Chief, who say kuti imimi endai pamberi. Tachitotaura today, we had a debate with this other guy, and we were talking about the liberation struggle. Kuti, as long as we are not prepared to sacrifice, nothing came on its own. Blood was shed during the liberation struggle. Even in the Bible, all the wars that were fought in the Bible, there were fatalities. So there's no war that has got no fatalities. This is a war that we're in, Chief. Even if people go into the streets and they are killed, that's war. They were killed before. 2018 people were killed. 2002 people were killed. 2008 people were killed. And because we are in a war, and people should learn to say, I have to fight for my family, not that you want other people to fight for you. Each and everyone must fight for their children, must fight for their children's future. During the liberation struggle, there were a few people who had the vision of liberating Zimbabwe. But some of the people were forcibly taken from schools. Vakandotorwa kuzvikoro chief, vakanzi hande kuhondo, vakaita zvekupushwa kuenda kuhondo. And I think ndopatari panapa. People need to be pushed. Some people need to be pushed for things to happen. Because pane vanhu vakamirira kuti ningi, ivo vakagara. But at the same time, they want freedom. Hapana munhu achatuma munhu, zvichangozvitika zvega. And I'm sensing this huge movement that is going to happen in Zimbabwe, that is going to shock people, Chief. And I know people are being energized. The president is moving around the provinces, and you can see the mood. I still, maybe, I don't know whether I've got the video, Marondera. You know, when I saw the video, Marondera, when president was in Marondera, you know, I saw the mood, Yevan, that are ready for anything. And we are going there, Chief.
Yes, Barbara, I think people are ready for action. People are ready to do whatever it takes to make sure that we are free in Zimbabwe. And you can tell, like you're saying, from the mood on the ground, a lot of people were expecting, you know, to see a dejected people who will not attend rallies, who will not listen, who will just say, you know what, it's over, we have been rigged, it's over. But I'm encouraged by the people in Marondera, encouraged by the people in Marsh East, encouraged by the people in Marsh Central, especially in Marsh Central, where the president addressed his first rally. You know, people came out and people spoke out. And that's exactly what we need at this moment, at this juncture. We need Zimbabweans to be speaking out. I know a lot of people are saying President Chamisa should be out there in the forefront. Yes, he needs to be. But to be honest with you, it is important that we as citizens, we as Zimbabweans, do something on our own. We speak out on our own. Because like I said previously, if it is the politicians that are speaking, if it is President Chamisa who is always speaking, or who is out there saying, let's do this, let's do that, then it is construed or misconstrued as someone who is hungry for power, someone who just wants power. Other people may interpret it wrongly. But if it is citizens that are speaking out, if it is citizens that are saying, let's get in the streets, if it is citizens like the citizen who was here, that's the reason why myself, I don't care whether it is a CCC person who is starting a demonstration or it's an ordinary Zimbabwean. We will support them. We will bring them here. There was someone who was texting me right now. I just rubbished him. I told him, go to hell. Chief Muruku promoter and Masir Kushanda CCC. To hell with that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about politics here. We are talking about freeing Zimbabwe. So if there is someone who is out there who is organizing a demonstration, who is organizing a protest, who wants to express themselves, we will support them. We'll bring them here. We'll interview them. We'll talk to them. And they will give them an opportunity, a platform to get other Zimbabweans on board. That's what we want. It's not about CCC. This program, this struggle, you know, it transcends political individuals. It transcends political parties. We need to do it as Zimbabweans, as citizens. You know, CCC will be there. I'm a CCC member. That's why you're seeing me wearing yellow. But I can tell you, if a demonstration is organized by any citizen from Zimbabwe, I will go. And if there is any Zimbabwean who is doing any kind of action, any like-minded Zimbabwean, you know, who means well for the country, I will support that person. And that's the openness that we need to have, you know, as Zimbabweans. We need to, you know, go beyond our political affiliations and say, this is about Zimbabwe. Let's support whoever has a progressive idea. So these guys, they're calling themselves progressive Zimbabweans in South Africa. You know, whatever they come up with, if it ends up being successful, you know, it's for the good of Zimbabweans. If a person closes down the border for Bait Bridge or Messina border post or Chirundu border post or Plumtree border post, it doesn't mean that they're going to become the president of, of Zimbabwe. It doesn't mean that. What we are doing here now is just putting pressure on the regime. It doesn't result in anything, but it puts pressure so that relevant organizations, relevant people, people like President Cyril Ramaphosa, they'll see that these are Zimbabweans that are based here in South Africa. They are expressing how they feel. They are hurt. They are disappointed. You know, if we remain quiet, waiting for Chief Shoshe to organize a demo, waiting for President Chamisa to organize a demo, waiting for CCC to organize a demo, it's not going to work. Those who can organize demos, let's support them. Because I'm telling you, if tomorrow President Chamisa just opens his mouth and say, let's get in the streets, they will put him in jail. It's as simple as that. And knowing Zimbabweans as I know them, President vanotoorera mujeri imomo varimo maZimbabweans takanyarara. We don't want President Chamisa in jail or him to be a dead hero. We want him to lead from the front. We want him to lead this struggle. So let's not make these instigations that he has to be the one, you know, in front. He has to be the one who gets in the streets first. Why? What about all of us Zimbabweans? What about you? What about everyone else? It has to be all Zimbabweans saying, this is what we are doing. Kana vachisunga vanosungani, maZimbabweans ese anenge ari mustreet. So let's not confuse that. I was just saying, you know, talking about the guy that I just responded to in my inbox, who was saying, why are you giving this guy a platform? You know, he's not triple C. No. That's not the way we do it. That's not the way we do it. But anyway, Barbara, as we get closer to finishing our program, we just want to round up. But the biggest takeaway is that we are seeing a panicking ZANU-PF, and we now need to put up the pressure, hashtag FACA pressure. We need to complement what Zambia is doing. We need to complement what Sadc is doing. We do not compliment Sadc. We do not compliment President HH by remaining quiet. We compliment them by doing something, seen to be doing something. So let's get ready for that. Barbara, your last words. Okay. It looks like Barbara is no longer there. As we round up, let me read the last comments. Clopas Chamisa haabvumirwe kuurayisa vanhu, haabvumidzwe kuti itai demonstration. Akangozviita anoswera avharirwa. That's the truth. Vakatomirira izvozvo. ZANU-PF ndo zvayakatomirira izvozvo kuti paanongoti pufu chete. Any word, he has been very smart, and we must respect him for that. He has been very smart. Otherwise, you'll be in jail, and then what? And then what? He can't lead the struggle from jail. It's very difficult. You know, zvasiyana nezvaitwa nana Mandela. Hey, tiitireiwo zvine musoro apo. Tiri kuda baba vedu Chamisa vatonge zvokuti 5 years. Izvo ndezvavo vega. And where's ZANU-PF Citizens Coalition for Change? Amatli, I agree with you. We are not going to wait for another 5 years. No. We can't allow that to happen. Plus, really, anyone advocating for Chamisa to be part of any protest is a ZANU-PF agent. Totally true there. They are trying to kuchekeresa munhu kwavari kuda kuchekeresa president. That's what they're doing. You know, we have heard those permutations. President Chamisa should call for a demo. You know, he can't call. He doesn't have to call for a demo. You know, and you will support. You will complement the best way that you can. This is a dream, but you can't make it makarigwa Makariwa only. I don't know what he's saying there. Gadzingo, you guys, why not find your own strategies kuti musabirwa or kuti mubeo kozi muchauraisa vanhu kozi vemutemo they will maintain peace during this day. Remember, government has everything to fight you, and what do you have to fight back? Kana vachisunga vanosunga ari mberi wacho, itai zvenyu. Gadzingo uri kuseka zvako, but ndo struggle yacho yatiri iyoyo, and we will continue, we will fight on. Brenda Nyika, this is not about parties but about freedom for all. Very, very, very much on point. Courage Viwayo Uchafa, Nena Mwega, Sarah, Priscilla, very true. Tsikamoto, Action Moto, who is going to close my borders, Acho, Mukurota Imi. Those are it, chero. Patakaitola nyika yacho pekutanga pache ipapo. Smith was saying not in 1,000 years. So you can say what you are saying, Peter. It will not stop us. It will not deter us. Facts. Todakuti citizens invited demo. Yes, that's what's being planned. If we adopt that assumption that our leaders should be in the front, we are selling out the struggle. In a struggle like this, we need leaders to give directions at every stage. Demonstrations can make ruling party to draw breath, and isu jani tino isu joni tirikunovara border. That's the spirit, Malvin Paraza. That's what we want to hear. Kati shingei nekuti tirikurwa nebere ne nyama yakaurayiwa neshumba. Yes, all effort that is being taken to fight the oppressor is appreciated. Thank you so much, Fortune. Admire Mufimu Atendai, Rukudzo Yamai Vangu. Okay, the last statement I'm reading. Malvin Paraza, Tirikuda Munu, Ano Tanga, Tingo Pinda, Tuone, Vanuturaya Tese, Chamisa, Afanu Tungamira, Ano Itwa, Job. That's very true. So yes, that's where we are. Zimbabweans, we're talking, as we close, we're talking about the Sadc meeting. Remember, Sadc was not expected to convene a meeting on Zimbabwe, and ZANU-PF was trying to put pressure on Sadc leaders so that they do not convene a Sadc meeting anytime soon. You heard from Mangwana, from Muchangwa, they were saying that a Sadc meeting will only happen on the second half of next year, but they were shocked. They were not expecting that. They were defied. Even after spending millions of dollars that they were using to bribe certain Sadc leaders. We know them, we won't talk about them, but we know that some of them were given hundreds of millions of dollars of our own money so that they would get in the way and not vote for a Sadc meeting. But that Sadc meeting, as you now know, has already taken place, and ZANU-PF was taken by surprise. They already know what was discussed there, even though the report has not been made public, or the recommendations have not been made public. So that's the reason why you're seeing ZANU-PF panicking. You saw what Muchangwa was saying in his Shona video addressing European leaders, European people in Shona. Mnangagwa was also vomiting about Sadc. You know, they are in panic. They are in a panic mode. They did not expect or they did not expect that meeting to take place. Or if a Sadc meeting was going to take place, they did not expect to see Zimbabwean elections on the agenda. That's what they were trying to do, but they failed. So you can see that there is something going on. There is something cooking. But as Zimbabweans, we are saying, let's not wait for Sadc. Let's complement what Sadc is doing. Let's do what we can. Let's have demonstrations. And as we are saying, as you heard from Magborimbo here in South Africa, from progressive Zimbabweans in South Africa, they are organizing demonstrations that are going to close down the Bedbridge or Messina border post. And that demonstration is on the 26th of October. But we are told that there is another demo again on the 7th October. The more, the merrier. As citizens, let us support both demos, although the ideal thing would be to have one big demonstration. But if we end up having two good demonstrations in October, it's still working out for Zimbabwe. We need more pressure. Hashtag Faka pressure. And Magorimba also said that they are conducting citizens in Botswana, in Zambia, so that they can close the Plumtree border post and Chirundu border post on the same day. And we urge Zimbabweans in these countries to cooperate and to be part of these demonstrations. Here, though, we were not saying those that are away from the Zimbabwean borders should, watch what others are doing. We still want more demonstrations in America, in Canada. We need more demonstrations in the United Kingdom, in Germany, Asada Mbokona MT demonstrator. In Australia, Asada Mbokona MT demonstrator. I know Namibia are planning something this week. So please, let's keep doing what we need to do as citizens. Remember, we said even in your individual capacity, there is something that you can still do, even if it means just making a short video. And remember to write at the end, hashtag fresh elections. That's the hashtag we are moving with, hashtag fresh elections. Let's make that hashtag viral. Wherever you write, whenever you write, on Twitter, on Facebook, just make sure that you remember to write that hashtag. If you can make a video, you can send it to us, send it to Change Radio, send it to me directly. We'll publish it. We'll do everything that we can to support those who are doing something. Remember, do something. Not doing anything is not an option. Do your video tonight and send it to us. And remember to write hashtag free elections. Hashtag fresh elections. That's the hashtag we are going with. So make those videos and send them to Change Radio. Make those videos. If you have my number, you can send that video to me, to Barbara, to anyone from Change Radio or ZimI who will publish them. We want them to go viral. Zimbabweans that have been listening for the past 1 hour, 37 minutes, I want to thank you so much. We appreciate you. Let's continue the fight. Let's not give up. A new great Zimbabwe is on the horizon. Thank you, and good night or good afternoon, depending on where you are. We'll meet again tomorrow in another episode of Padare Namambo Soshe.
Tichazaramo tese mumugwagwa, tichazaramo tese Zimbabwe, tichazaramo tese mumugwagwa, tichazaramo tese Rodium, tichazaramo tese zvasingadi, tichazaramo tese mumugwagwa, tichazaramo tese Zimbabwe. Vanhu ava vanomanikidza masi zvaisingadi. Vanhu ava zvaisingadi. Mudzvanyiriri vanomanikidza masi zvaisingadi. Vanomanikidza povo. Vanhu ava vanomanikidza povo.